again to you. We are up again at 6:18 a.m. as we are kind of gathering as both church and community friends, family, both online and via conference call, celebrating this vision God has given us for 618 South Street, Franklin, Virginia. We are getting ready to renovate a community center. Matter of fact, we've already begun. Some of the work has begun already on the exterior. They're cleaning out some things on the outside. Hey, good morning, Sister Gina Barber. And we are really excited about what he's doing at 618. And so we figure we kind of tack on some work as well. And so 618, hey, Sister Veronica, hey. We're really just kind of tagging on and saying, look, God, we want to put in some work too. And so 618, we are gathering every morning so that we can move forward in what God has for us. Good morning, Deacon Jones. And as we go into the Devo today, there's a Devo that's printed. Hello, Reverend Blunt. There's something that God has given us to do. And I want to kind of lift up this devotional out of Joshua chapter 1. Some of you have heard some of this before. I want to kind of make sure we tie it in. Hello, Sister. Who's that? Sister Belinda. Hey, Sister Belinda. It reads this way. Joshua chapter 1, verse 11. It says, go through the camp and tell the people, get your provisions ready. Hold on. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Joshua chapter 1, verse 11 says, go through the camp and tell the people, get your provisions ready. For in 3 days from now, you will cross the Jordan here to go in and take possession of the land the Lord your God is giving you for your own. Listen, one of the things I think is really interesting about that text is God has already said you will cross over. Just background, the children of Israel had been in Egypt for a while. Moses had led them out of Egypt through the wilderness, sometimes with anger, also with miracles. And he gets to this place where Joshua now takes over. A matter of fact, Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 says, and when Moses had died, right? Moses, my servant, is dead. And he calls Joshua and says, Joshua, be courageous. I want you to step out, step up, lead these children across this Jordan River. Interesting enough, when he gets ready to make this move, he says, look, before you guys cross over, I want you to pack up some things, grab some provisions. And today's Devo for us is really a message that simply says, be less concerned about what you have lost and be more concerned about what God is getting ready to give. So often when we try to move forward, when we try to progress, when we go after our future, we often count our losses instead of cutting our losses. Look, today I'm asking you to think about what you still have left. I know every separation, every removal, every loss of, job, family member, removal from job, from home, from car, from sanctity, because, you used to just being able to sleep at night. Now it's a little different. Look, don't worry about the things you lost. Be concerned about what God still has for you. We can be so concerned about what we do not have and who's not there and how long it's taken that we'll actually freeze sitting by the Jordan River, getting ready to cross over. You can see the promise. You can hear other people walking in the promise. You know that God has more for you, and you'll get stuck waiting, complaining, complacent. Listen, today's Devo is see what you have. What money do you have? What people have been there for you? What can you do in the waiting process? And one of the things you'll discover is that you have a lot more than what you know. This is God's theme. A matter of fact, with this same scenario, with this same group of people 40 years ago, Moses was standing before God complaining, saying, there's no way that I can go. I don't speak well. I'm not really equipped for this. This is not what I study. They've been in bondage already so many years. Why would you send me? God's response to him was, Moses, what's in your hand? Moses at that time happened to have a staff, and God performed a couple of miracles with the staff to show him that if you use what you have, then God can still use you to get where he wants you to go. Another instance where this widow was with this prophet, and they were at the house, and she was getting ready to just give up and die. The prophet comes to her and says, listen, what do you have left? She says, look, all I have is this cake and a little bit. I was going to eat it, my son and then we were going to die. He says, look, give me what you have. And she gave him what she had. And next thing you know, they live happily ever after. Happened another time. A widow just wanted to make it a little bit further. Her husband had passed away. She didn't know how she was going to make it. Prophet comes to her and says, what do you have in your house? Go borrow some vessels, some vases, some glass, some pitchers. And she went and got everything she could. Because oftentimes when we minimize our life because of what we do not possess, we miss out on the very things God has for us. And as we get ready to move into 618 South Street, there's one thing that's really important. One, that the vision God has given us didn't start with us. I mean, I would love to take credit and say, look, this is my vision. No. God has just kind of released to me and the congregation that currently exists a little bit of what he had already shown. 150 years ago, Pastor Gregory, who was the first pastor of the church, he had this vision for God to bless in this place. So now First Baptist is the oldest organization in Franklin, but it's one that's designed to do ministry. Pastors came along after him, Pastor Daly, Pastor Henry Blunt. And what they did was they just picked up their portion of this vision. They brought us from Egypt through the wilderness and sat us right here by the Jordan River. Now it's our turn. It's our turn now to pick up where God has left them off, and we cross over and take people into the promised land. That promised land right now for us is 618 South Street. And I'm not sure for you guys what legacy you're living out. But I would probably suggest that whatever God has called you to, whatever is ahead, it didn't begin in you. That's why you can't give up on your dreams. That's why you can't forfeit some of the promises that God has placed within you, because it's bigger than you. You are living out somebody else's prayer. Somebody else prayed for you to succeed. Somebody else prayed for you to go further. Somebody else prayed for you to graduate, prayed for you to start your job, prayed that your marriage would be successful, prayed that your health would not cause you to leave here before you were able to complete what God had. And like Pastor Gregory has started something for us at First Baptist, there's some other people who started things in you. Grandparents, great-grandparents, mothers, fathers, a coach or mentor. And now it's your job to cross over. Here's the key. You will do it. That's what Joshua 1 says. Joshua 1 says that you will cross over to the other side. And today, I'm not sure what you have to do. I'm not sure what you've been focused on. I'm not sure what's been taking place. But here's what I know. I know you have what it takes. Pack up your bag. Grab your provisions, because you will get what God has promised. Look, you guys have a great day. That's our Devo for today, and I'm really excited about what we've been doing. October 30th, again, is the date. October 30th, we're all going to come together. We're going to make our pledges, our commitments to giving for the next 2 years as we go into this campaign. And October 30th, we also come in with our first fruits giving. We're going to sacrificially and generously give so that we can see God put his hand on 618 South Street, renovate it so that he can also transform lives. I want you guys to be blessed today. And we know that God is already going before you. He's a God that's going to push the Jordan rivers back, allow you to walk over on dry ground so that you can walk into a land flowing with milk and honey, houses you didn't build, wells you didn't dig, fields that you didn't have to plant. In other words, a building that just needs to be renovated, computer screens and gym and playground equipment that just needs to be put in it, tutoring and programs that we don't have to start. They're already in place, just waiting for that facility. Listen, today, know that you have what it takes. Pack your bags. Go get the provision. Be blessed.